Your choice for favorite movie actress is...
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart has captivated audiences since she was a child. From Twilight fame to indie film acclaim, she's always been intriguing. But in 2014, she took a surprising break from acting. Why did she step away at the height of her career? Today, we uncover the real reasons behind Kristen Stewart's hiatus and explore her life and career over the years. Early life. Kristen Jamie Stewart was born on April 9, 1990, in Los Angeles, California. She entered a family deeply embedded in the entertainment world. Her father, John Stewart, worked as a stage manager in television shows like On Air with Ryan Seacrest. Her mother, Jules Mann Stewart, originally from Maroochydore, Queensland, Australia, was a script supervisor who directed the 2012 film K-11. Kristen grew up with an older biological brother, Cameron B. Stewart, and two adopted brothers, Dana and Taylor. Despite the Hollywood glamour around her, Kristen's family kept things grounded, providing her with a stable upbringing. The Stewart home was a hub of creativity, often blurring the lines between work and family life. John and Jules's careers meant their house was always buzzing with creative professionals. This unique environment significantly influenced Kristen's early life and her future career. Kristen's dad, John, with his deep roots in television, and her mom, Jules, with her expertise in scripts, gave Kristen a behind-the-scenes look at showbiz from a young age. This exposure allowed her to understand the industry in ways many kids her age couldn't. Despite their busy careers, John and Jules were devoted parents, teaching their kids the importance of hard work, perseverance, and humility. Growing up in Los Angeles, a city known for its movie stars and filmmakers, Kristen had a relatively normal childhood. She went to local schools, participated in typical kid activities, and made friends with her peers. She continued her education until 7th grade, when her acting career took off. As her acting career demanded more time, Kristen switched to correspondence education to balance school and work. Even with this unconventional schooling, she remained an avid reader, deeply interested in literature and writing. Reading became her escape from the pressures of her growing career. The Stewart home was a place where artistic expression was encouraged, pushing Kristen to explore her talents. This nurturing environment sparked her interest in entertainment and fueled her desire to perform. Her parents were not just supportive, they actively helped her grow in the industry, offering plenty of opportunities to learn. Besides academics, Kristen had many interests. Growing up in Los Angeles, she loved outdoor activities, especially surfing. This sport became a big part of her life, providing a break from school and acting. Through these activities, Kristen found joy and balance, maintaining a well-rounded lifestyle despite her career demands. From a young age, Kristen was known for her tomboyish nature and straightforward attitude. She preferred forging her own path over following traditional expectations. This independence showed in her interactions, as she often enjoyed the company of adults over kids her age, finding their conversations more engaging. This maturity set her apart, giving her a unique outlook on life. Kristen's straightforwardness and maturity were matched by her loyalty and closeness to her family. Despite Hollywood's superficial nature, the Stewart family stayed tight-knit, supporting each other through life's ups and downs. This strong family bond gave Kristen a solid foundation, helping her navigate her early years with confidence. Kristen's pre-acting life was a mix of normalcy and Hollywood exposure. She lived an ordinary childhood, enriched by the extraordinary opportunities her family's industry involvement provided. These experiences prepared her for the challenges and rewards of stepping into the world of acting. Early rise to stardom. In 1999, when Kristen Stewart was just 9, she took her first step into acting with a small role in the Disney Channel TV movie The 13th Year. Even though her part was tiny and she didn't get on-screen credit, it was a big deal for Kristen, as it marked the start of her journey in the entertainment world. For Kristen, this wasn't just an acting job. It was her chance to dive into the industry she had always been curious about, thanks to her family's deep Hollywood connections. Over the next few years, Kristen kept adding to her resume with more small roles. In 2000, she appeared in The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas as the ring toss girl. Although brief, this role gave her more experience and exposure. These early roles, even if minor, were stepping stones that helped Kristen build her skills and gain confidence in front of the camera. Kristen's first big break came in 2001 with The Safety of Objects, a drama directed by Rose Troche. She played Sam Jennings, a tomboy daughter of a troubled single mom. This role was a major shift from her previous small parts, giving her a chance to show her acting chops in a serious, substantial role. The film did well in the indie circuit, giving Kristen her first taste of critical acclaim. Her performance in The Safety of Objects showcased her potential and set her up for bigger roles. 2002 was a big year for Kristen. She scored a major role in the thriller Panic Room, directed by David Fincher. In this movie, she played Sarah Altman, the diabetic daughter of a recently divorced woman, played by Jodie Foster. The story revolves around a mother and daughter trapped in their home's panic room by intruders. Kristen's performance in Panic Room was praised for its maturity and her ability to hold her own next to an experienced actress like Jodie Foster. The movie was a hit and got good reviews from critics. For Kristen, this role was a huge boost, showing Hollywood that she could handle intense, dramatic roles. Her portrayal of Sarah Altman proved her talent and versatility, earning her praise and opening up more opportunities. In 2003, Kristen kept building on her early success with a role in Cold Creek Manor, a thriller directed by Mike Figgis. She played Kristen Tilson, the daughter of a couple who move into a rundown mansion with a dark past. The movie also starred Dennis Quaid and Sharon Stone. While Cold Creek Manor got mixed reviews and wasn't a big box office hit, Kristen's performance stood out. Her ability to show complex emotions and her strong screen presence continued to draw attention and praise. During these years, Kristen managed to balance her growing acting career with her schoolwork. She continued her education through homeschooling, which gave her the flexibility to act and study. Kristen stayed grounded and focused, largely thanks to her supportive family. Her parents, John and Jules Stewart, played a key role in helping her juggle her career and school, ensuring she kept a sense of normalcy. Kristen's early acting career wasn't without its challenges. Balancing school and acting took discipline and time management. Moving from minor roles to significant parts in well-known films demanded more commitment and skill. These early roles were a training ground where Kristen learned the ins and outs of acting and the realities of the entertainment industry. One major lead role, leading to many more. In 2004, Kristen Stewart took the spotlight with her first major lead role in Catch That Kid, directed by Bart Freundlich. This family adventure film centers around Maddie Phillips, a young girl who plans a bank heist to fund her dad's life-saving surgery. Though the movie got mixed reviews, Kristen's performance was praised for its energy and charisma, showing her potential as a leading actress even at a young age. That same year, Kristen took on a more mature role in Undertow, a psychological thriller directed by David Gordon Green. She played Lila, the love interest of one of the main characters. Critics liked the film, and Kristen's role showed her versatility and ability to handle more complex, dramatic parts. This role allowed her to show her range, moving smoothly from family-friendly adventures to darker, more intense stories. In 2005, Kristen continued to make her mark in the film industry with notable roles in two different genres. First, she appeared in Fierce People, an independent drama directed by Griffin Dunne. Kristen played Maya, a troubled teenager who befriends the film's protagonist. Even though the film had a limited release, Kristen's performance was noted for its depth and authenticity. Her most significant role that year was in Zathura, a space adventure, directed by Jon Favreau. Kristen played Lisa, the teenage sister of two boys who find a magical board game that takes their house into outer space. The film, praised for its special effects and adventurous story, was a commercial success. Kristen's performance as the initially uninterested, then brave older sister was well received, further proving her skills as a young actress. 2007 was a particularly busy year for Kristen, marking her move into more diverse and challenging roles. She starred in The Cake Eaters, an independent drama directed by Mary Stuart Masterson. Kristen played Georgia Kaminsky, a young girl suffering from Friedreich's ataxia, a rare and debilitating disease. Her performance was praised for its sensitivity and authenticity, proving she could tackle demanding roles that required significant emotional and physical depth. That same year, she appeared in Into the Wild, a biographical drama directed by Sean Penn. Kristen played Tracy Tatro, a young singer who befriends the film's main character, Christopher McCandless, played by Emile Hirsch. The film was a critical success, and Kristen's supporting role brought her significant attention. Her performance added a touching element to the film, further showcasing her versatility as an actress. Kristen appeared in the Land of Women, a romantic drama directed by John Kasdan. She played Lucy Hardwick, the teenage daughter of a woman recovering from breast cancer, played by Meg Ryan. The film also starred Adam Brody. Critics praised Kristen's portrayal of a complex, emotionally charged character, and the film got generally positive reviews. This role showed her ability to handle intricate emotional stories, adding another layer to her growing resume. Kristen also tried her hand at horror with The Messengers, a supernatural horror film directed by the Pang brothers. She played Jess Solomon, a teenager who moves to a haunted farm with her family. Despite mixed reviews, the film did well at the box office, and Kristen's performance was highlighted for adding emotional depth to the horror elements. Kristen also appeared in smaller roles in films like The Yellow Handkerchief and What Just Happened, each adding to her growing body of work and broadening her acting experience. These roles, while not as prominent, were crucial in honing her skills and establishing her as a versatile and dedicated actress. In 2008, Kristen's career hit a turning point with her role as Bella Swan in Twilight, directed by Catherine Hardwicke. Based on Stephen E. Meyer's best-selling novel, Twilight is a fantasy romance about a teenage girl who falls in love with a vampire. The film co-starred Robert Pattinson as Edward Cullen. Twilight was a huge commercial success, earning over $393 million worldwide and starting a franchise that would dominate the next few years. Kristen's portrayal of Bella Swan brought her international fame and recognition. The film received mixed reviews, but Kristen's performance was generally well received, solidifying her status as a leading actress in Hollywood. The continued Twilight success. In 2009, Kristen Stewart's career kept climbing as she got involved in big projects and earned praise for her acting. This year was key in showing her range and dedication as an actress. Kristen returned as Bella Swan in the Twilight saga New Moon, directed by Chris Weitz. This sequel dives deeper into Bella's complicated love for Edward Cullen, mixed with the pain of his departure and the rise of werewolves. New Moon was a huge hit, making over $709 million worldwide, despite mixed reviews. Kristen's portrayal of Bella was praised for its emotional depth, showing she could convey intense feelings of love and loss. Besides Twilight, Kristen starred in Adventureland, a comedy drama directed by Greg Mottola. Set in the 1980s, Kristen played M. Lewin, a young woman dealing with life and relationships while working at an amusement park. Critics liked the film and Kristen's subtle and relatable performance, proving she could handle different kinds of roles. In 2010, Kristen also took on the tough role of rock icon Joan Jett in The Runaways, a biographical film about the 1970s all-female rock band. Co-starring Dakota Fanning as Cherie Curry, Kristen's transformation into the legendary musician was praised. She captured Jett's rebellious spirit and musical talent, showing her ability to portray real-life characters authentically. Kristen kept playing Bella Swan in The Twilight Saga Eclipse, directed by David Slade. This third movie in the series was another box office hit, making over $698 million worldwide. Kristen's consistent and evolving portrayal of Bella earned her more recognition, cementing her place in one of the most successful film franchises of the time. In 2011, Kristen starred in The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1, directed by Bill Condon. This movie focused on big moments in Bella's life, like her wedding to Edward, her pregnancy, and the birth of their daughter, Renesmee. The film was a huge commercial success, making over $712 million worldwide. Kristen's performance was noted for its emotional intensity, capturing Bella's transformation and challenges. Kristen also appeared in Welcome to the Rileys, an indie drama directed by Jake Scott. She played Mallory, a troubled teenage stripper who forms an unlikely bond with a grieving couple. The film premiered at the 2010 Sundance Film Festival and got positive reviews, with Kristen's performance being praised for its depth and authenticity. Her ability to portray complex characters with sensitivity was once again highlighted. In 2012, Kristen wrapped up her role as Bella Swan with The Twilight Saga: Breaking Dawn, Part 2. Directed by Bill Condon, this final film focused on Bella's transformation into a vampire and her efforts to protect her daughter from the Volturi. The film was a commercial powerhouse, making over $829 million worldwide. Kristen's performance provided a fitting end to Bella's journey, and her portrayal was appreciated by fans and critics. Kristen also starred in Snow White and the Huntsman, a dark fantasy film directed by Rupert Sanders. She played Snow White, bringing a fresh and empowered take on the classic character. Alongside Chris Hemsworth and Charlize Theron, the film was a box office success, making over $396 million worldwide. Kristen's portrayal of Snow White was well received, adding another successful project to her resume. The 2012 Rupert Sanders scandal. 2012 was a tumultuous year for Kristen. In July, photos surfaced of her in a close encounter with Rupert Sanders, the married director of Snow White and the Huntsman. This led to a public apology from Kristen, who was dating her Twilight co-star Robert Pattinson at the time. The affair caused a media frenzy, bringing both personal and professional difficulties for Kristen. The scandal was all over the news, and she faced a lot of public scrutiny and criticism. Later that year, Kristen starred in On the Road, a movie based on Jack Kerouac's famous book, directed by Walter Salles. She played Marilou, a carefree young woman representing the Beat generation. The film debuted at the 2012 Cannes Film Festival and got mixed reviews, but Kristen's bold and genuine performance stood out. She really embraced the complexity of the role, showing once again that she wasn't afraid to take on tough and unconventional characters. The real reason behind acting break. In 2014, Kristen Stewart decided to take a big step back from acting, marking a major shift in her career. After being swept up in the huge success of the Twilight movies and several other projects, Kristen felt it was time to pause and think about her future. She mentioned in various interviews that she wanted this break to explore other creative areas and avoid being stuck in the same kinds of roles. Kristen was keen on growing both personally and professionally, and she saw this time off as a chance to dive into directing, something she had always been interested in. Even though she wasn't acting as much, Kristen didn't completely disappear from the spotlight. During this period, Kristen also made a conscious effort to live a more balanced life. She bought a live workspace in downtown LA where she could immerse herself in her creative projects. One standout was directing a music video for the band Sage Plus the Saints, showing her growing interest in filmmaking. She also spent time writing, which further fueled her love for storytelling. Despite stepping away from mainstream acting, Kristen returned with some notable roles. In 2014, she starred in Camp X-Ray, directed by Peter Sattler. In it, she played Amy Cole, a young soldier at Guantanamo Bay who forms an unexpected friendship with a detainee. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival and got good reviews, especially praising Kristen's powerful performance. Career after hiatus. Also in the year 2014, Kristen starred in Clouds of Sils Maria, directed by Olivier Assayas. She played Valentine, the personal assistant to an older actress, played by Juliette Binoche. The movie premiered at the Cannes Film Festival and was a hit with critics. Kristen's performance was so impressive that she won the César Award for Best Supporting Actress in 2015, making her the first American actress to receive this prestigious French award. 2014 was a big year for Kristen Stewart, proving she could tackle diverse and tough roles. One of her memorable roles was in Still Alice, directed by Richard Glatzer and Wash Westmoreland. She played Lydia Howland, the daughter of a professor with early-onset Alzheimer's, played by Julianne Moore. The film got rave reviews, and Julianne won several awards, including an Oscar. Kristen's role was praised for its emotional depth. In 2015, Kristen switched things up with American Ultra, an action comedy directed by Nima Nourizadeh. She played Phoebe Larson, the girlfriend of a stoner-turned-CIA agent, played by Jesse Eisenberg. The film got mixed reviews but was noted for its unique mix of humor and action. Kristen also starred in Equals, a sci-fi romance directed by Drake Doremus. She played Nia, a young woman in a society where emotions are suppressed. The film premiered at the Venice Film Festival and had mixed reviews, but Kristen's performance stood out for its emotional impact. In 2016, Kristen took on various roles in both indie and mainstream films. She was in Certain Women, directed by Kelly Reichardt, playing Beth Travis, a lawyer teaching a night class in a small town. The film premiered at Sundance, and Kristen's performance was noted for its subtle intensity. Another big project for Kristen in 2016 was Café Society, directed by Woody Allen. She played Vani, a woman in a love triangle with two men, played by Jesse Eisenberg and Steve Carell. The film premiered at Cannes, and Kristen's performance was praised for its charm. Kristen reunited with Olivier Assayas for Personal Shopper, a supernatural thriller where she played Maureen, a personal shopper in Paris, who's also a medium. The film premiered at Cannes and got mixed reviews, but Kristen's performance was highly acclaimed. In 2017, Kristen made her directorial debut with the short film Come Swim, which premiered at Sundance. This experimental short showed Kristen's growing interest in filmmaking and her storytelling skills from behind the camera. Kristen also starred in Lizzie, a thriller about Lizzie Borden, directed by Craig William McNeil. She played Bridget Sullivan, the maid involved in the infamous 1892 murders. The film premiered at Sundance, and Kristen's intense performance was praised. In 2018, Kristen continued to take on diverse roles and focus on personal growth. She starred in J.T. Leroy, directed by Justin Kelly, playing Savannah Knoop, who pretended to be the author J.T. Leroy for 6 years. The film premiered at the Toronto Film Festival, and Kristen's authentic performance was noted. During this time, Kristen's personal life was talked about by many. After her relationship with Robert Pattinson ended, she dated several women, including Alicia Cargile, French singer Soko, and model Stella Maxwell. Kristen has been open about her bisexuality and supports LGBTQ+ rights. In 2019, Kristen took on 2 major roles. She starred in the reboot of Charlie's Angels, directed by Elizabeth Banks, playing Sabina Wilson. The film aimed to modernize the franchise with a feminist angle. Despite mixed reviews, Kristen's energetic and witty performance stood out. Later in 2019, Kristen starred in Seberg, a political thriller directed by Benedict Andrews. She played Jean Seberg, an actress targeted by the FBI for her political activism in the 1960s. Kristen's portrayal was widely praised for capturing Seberg's complexity. In January 2020, Kristen was in Underwater, a sci-fi horror film directed by William Eubank. She played Nora Price, a mechanical engineer on a deep-sea rig under attack. The film was noted for its suspense, and Kristen's intense performance was praised. Later that year, Kristen starred in Happiest Season, a rom-com directed by Clea Duvall. She played Abby, planning to propose to her girlfriend Harper during a holiday visit to Harper's conservative family. The film was loved for its heartfelt story and representation of a lesbian couple. Kristen's performance, along with co-star Mackenzie Davis, was well received. In 2021, Kristen delivered one of her best performances in Spencer, a biographical drama directed by Pablo Larraín. She played Princess Diana during a crucial Christmas holiday when Diana decided to leave Prince Charles. Kristen's performance was critically acclaimed, earning her several award nominations, including an Oscar nod. Critics praised her for capturing Diana's fragility and strength. Kristen also continued directing, working on several short films and starting her first feature-length project, showing her commitment to storytelling from behind the camera. In 2022, Kristen starred in Crimes of the Future, a sci-fi body horror film directed by David Cronenberg. She played Timlin, an investigator in a world where humans undergo strange transformations. The film premiered at Cannes and received mixed reviews, but Kristen's intense performance fit well with Cronenberg's vision. In 2024, Kristen took on a role in Love Lies Bleeding, a psychological thriller directed by Rose Glass. Set in the bodybuilding world, the role required significant physical and emotional transformation. Kristen's performance was praised for its depth, showcasing her versatility once again. Throughout the year, Kristen stayed busy with various projects, both acting and directing. She remained active in indie films and pursued directing opportunities, showing her dedication to her craft and her desire to tell diverse stories. Directorial aspirations. In 2018 at the Cannes Film Festival, Kristen Stewart revealed her plans to direct her first feature film, an adaptation of Lydia Yuknovich's memoir, The Chronology of Water. Even though Kristen had an impressive track record and had Ridley Scott on board as a producer, she faced a tough time securing funding for the project. The film's unique, non-linear style and its focus on deep and sometimes uncomfortable themes made investors hesitant. In a 2023 interview with Variety, Kristen shared her frustration with the industry's reluctance to support her vision. She emphasized that she was determined to direct The Chronology of Water before taking on any other acting roles, showing her dedication to bringing unique, female-driven stories to the screen. Around this time, Kristen's personal life was also in the spotlight. She has always been open about her relationships and sexuality, advocating for LGBTQ+ rights. Her relationship with screenwriter Dylan Meyer, which started in 2019, has been a big part of her personal story. In 2021, Kristen announced their engagement, and they've been public about supporting each other's careers. Kristen's openness and advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights have made her a significant figure in the fight for greater representation and acceptance in Hollywood. Her relationship with Dylan and their journey together have been a key part of her public image, showing her commitment to living authentically and supporting important causes.